for the whole world. When we finish watching it, we're going to ask questions and receive feedback. I will ask you a question to begin with, and then I will take your questions. Technicians, we are now ready for you.
The United Nations is calling everyone together to agree on a key text, the Global Digital Compact. Building on the Secretary General's roadmap for digital cooperation, the compact is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to bring everyone, governments, civil society, private sectors, and others, together to agree on what kind of digital future we want and need. As part of an inclusive preparatory process, the United Nations is interested in hearing from everyone, everywhere, on what they want to see in the compact.
The vision of an open, free and secure digital future underpins my roadmap for digital cooperation. And my recent report on our common agenda proposes a global digital compact aimed at bringing governments, the private sector and civil society together in support of this vision.
The Secretary General of the United Nations has called for a global digital compact as a major outcome for next year's Summit of the Future. We need your views and inputs so we can present them to the UN member states and the world.
The UN wants to hear from you. What do we want countries, major technology companies, and citizens to do?
Hello, my name is Vince Cerf. I'm Google's chief internet evangelist. So how do we maximize the utility of the internet while minimizing abusive behaviors that try to use it in harmful ways? So your job in participating in this activity is to help those who either make laws or enforce laws or create technology or build and offer products and services to hear from you what it is that you can see, what insights you're gaining from your exposure to and use of these technologies so we can improve it.
At the World Wide Web Foundation, we have worked on the contract for the web. But this time around, we are looking at a global digital compact. This is huge, and that is why your voice needs to be heard. We are here to ensure that marginalized voices, men and women, everywhere should be heard in the process and in the thematics. It is really very important that this is for everyone, so that those who ordinarily may not have the time, the opportunity, the connectivity, or the skills to come online and be part of an online community will also have their voices and their issues represented. The other thing is that we want the Global Digital Compact to be gender responsive.
An open internet that is global, free, interoperable and secure is essential for economic growth, social development and self-expression. Twitter is committed to the open internet, and the Global Digital Compact is an excellent opportunity for everyone, including governments, civil society and the private sector, to come together to advance this vision for our collective digital future.
20 years ago, the United Nations affirmed the belief that the information society would change people's lives. Today, this commitment made at the World Summit on the Information Society is under threat because of the centralization, weaponization, and privatization of the internet and the digital space. The Global Digital Compact is a renewed opportunity to make progress towards a shared vision of a digital future, one that protects the internet as a public resource, ends digital exclusion, responds to environmental crisis, and achieves social and gender justice. This can only be achieved with the active engagement of all stakeholders.
The multi-stakeholder model has been a fundamental principle in internet policy. We are therefore keen to ensure that the Global Digital Compact will follow this practice.
Internet is impacting our lives even when we don't have access to it. This is why we think that it's crucial that everyone takes part to the discussion on its future. And this is the reason why we want to invite you to take part to the dialogues around the Global Digital Compact and understand what you wish, what you want for the future of the internet.
Inspiring.
उस्पेشنا. التجربة كانت مميزة ومعلومات مثيرة.
بهترين.
Klasse.
Importante.
Zarhewig.
Éberségre intő.
Lehrreich.
Разнообразно.
Zakboy. Hasznos volt.
Muchas gracias.
Merci.
Let's answer the UN's call and co-create the Global Digital Compact together.
Thank you. First question. Apart from Nnenna, that one we've seen, who recognized somebody in the video? You are an old man. You are disqualified. Okay, please tell us your name, tell us who you recognize, and tell us who the person is.
Okay, my name is Gideon Susu Jr. I recognize you, Nnenna Nwakanma. Okay, I recognize the UN Secretary.
Recording in progress.
And also, I recognize Vincent Kaf. So Vint Saf is someone I recognize. He's an evangelist for internet somewhere at the UN, but I don't know the exact position. Yeah.
Who recognized somebody? There's a hand behind. Be mindful of, tell us who you recognize and what the role of the person is in the internet ecosystem.
Hi, my name is Victor. I was going to say Vincent. He's the father of the internet.
Okay, so
thank you.
Who recognized Vincent? Everybody recognized Vincent. Who recognized someone else that is not Vincent? No, you've lost your opportunity. Okay. Okay.
Okay, thank you. I recognize Antoine Vegne. He's from Mission Publique, the co-director. Okay. Thank you.
No. It's not. You're not finished. What is his role in the internet ecosystem?
He's making that everybody is to make part of the process. So we are organizing digital dialogue in every country since 2019 for that.
You want to watch it again, you said? Okay, we have a request to roll the video again. Is that, are we in agreement? Okay, let's watch it again. Now we watch it knowing that there is trouble that will come after that. I need ushers, please.
The United Nations is calling everyone together to agree on a key text, the Global Digital Compact. Building on the Secretary General's roadmap for digital cooperation, the compact is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to bring everyone, governments, civil society, private sectors, and others, together to agree on what kind of digital future we want and need. As part of an inclusive preparatory process, the United Nations is interested in hearing from everyone, everywhere, on what they want to see in the compact.
The vision of an open, free and secure digital future underpins my roadmap for digital cooperation. And my recent report on our common agenda proposes a global digital compact aimed at bringing governments, the private sector and civil society together in support of this vision.
The Secretary General of the United Nations has called for a global digital compact as a major outcome for next year's Summit of the Future. We need your views and inputs so we can present them to the UN member states and the world.
The UN wants to hear from you. What do we want countries, major technology companies, and citizens to do?
Hello, my name is Vint Cerf. I'm Google's chief internet evangelist. So how do we maximize the utility of the internet while minimizing abusive behaviors that try to use it in harmful ways? So your job in participating in this activity is to help those who either make laws or enforce laws or create technology or build and offer products and services to hear from you what it is that you can see, what insights you're gaining from your exposure to and use of these technologies so we can improve it.
At the World Wide Web Foundation, we have worked on the contract for the web. But this time around, we are looking at a global digital compact. This is huge, and that is why your voice needs to be heard. We are here to ensure that marginalized voices, men and women, everywhere should be heard in the process and in the thematics. It is really very important that this is for everyone, so that those who ordinarily may not have the time, the opportunity, the connectivity, or the skills to come online and be part of an online community will also have their voices and their issues represented. The other thing is that we want the Global Digital Compact to be gender responsive.
An open internet that is global, free, interoperable and secure is essential for economic growth, social development and self-expression. Twitter is committed to the open internet, and the Global Digital Compact is an excellent opportunity for everyone, including governments, civil society and the private sector, to come together to advance this vision for our collective digital future.
20 years ago, the United Nations affirmed the belief that the information society would change people's lives. Today, this commitment made at the World Summit on the Information Society is under threat because of the centralization, weaponization, and privatization of the internet and the digital space. The Global Digital Compact is a renewed opportunity to make progress towards a shared vision of a digital future, one that protects the internet as a public resource, ends digital exclusion, responds to environmental crisis, and achieves social and gender justice. This can only be achieved with the active engagement of all stakeholders.
The multi-stakeholder model has been a fundamental principle in internet policy. We are therefore keen to ensure that the Global Digital Compact will follow this practice.
Internet is impacting our lives even when we don't have access to it. This is why we think that it's crucial that everyone takes part to the discussion on its future. And this is the reason why we want to invite you to take part to the dialogues around the Global Digital Compact and understand what you wish, what you want for the future of the internet.
Inspiring.
успешно,
التجربة كانت مميزة ومعلومات مثيرة.
Behterin.
كلاس.
importante,
Sehr hilfreich.
Éberség leintő.
Lehrreich.
разнообразно.
hasznos volt.
Muchas gracias.
Merci.
Let's answer the UN's call and co-create the Global Digital Compact together.
Okay, we've seen Vincef, we've seen Antoine Veigne. Who else did we recognize? No, you've used up your time.
Sinead McSweeney. Okay, she works at Twitter. She's a coordinator. Head of Twitter.
Okay, so Sinead is vice president at Twitter. What is the role of Twitter in the digital ecosystem? That's the main question.
Okay. The role of Twitter in the digital ecosystem is to allow everyone share their views and values on current issues. Yes.
Okay. Anyone else? Oh, you've used your time. No. Okay. Here you go. No. Get up. Why are you here? Who did you recognize in the video and why is it important?
Thank you. Chad. Gracia Ramilo. Yes. She's the
People are watching you and you are live on Facebook and you are behaving like this. If you are here to sit and relax, you better go home now. Because in fact, you'll soon start working in groups. Is there someone who hasn't got a Web Foundation bag? You have a pen and paper. So nobody is going to say, I'm looking for pen and paper. Our friendship is over. Yeah, this is time for work. And for those who are online, I'm still online and keeping an eye, just in case you think you'll be online and you are safe. Okay, so this session is to talk about the Global Digital Compact. Second question, what did you understand from the video that the Global Digital Compact is? What is your idea now? Francisca, move from there because both of you are not good company. You need to move away from this guy. Either he moves or you move. Sorry, I'm a teacher, I'm a lecturer, and I keep an eye on every student. My friendship with you is over. What did you understand the Global Digital Compact to be?
Thank you. What I understood by the Global Digital Compact is that it's giving opportunity for users of internet and products to give their views on how they would want their product that they use to benefit them.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, I understand the Global Digital Compact to be a uniform platform to all people with no discrimination of ages and gender.
Can we have a second microphone? Yes. Anyone else understood something about the Global Digital Compact?
Okay, so it is about, it is a principle adopted to enhance free, fair, and then an open digital platform for all and sundry.
Yeah. Okay, anyone else? Okay. For those who are online, you can, if you need to speak, please raise your hands and the technical team will open your mic so you can contribute. The reason we are having this session is on Global Digital Compact. Earlier on, Ponslet talked to us about a roadmap. So let's begin from 20 years ago. We had something called the World Summit on the Information Society, where all the UN member states agreed on a way forward how we can do digital collaboration together. It is in that document or in that session that we agreed that we will be holding Internet Governance Forum. So that was how we agreed that the Internet Governance Forum is something we want to do. So we've done that for the past 17 years. In 2023, in September 2023, September next year, the UN will adopt another document, another framework, an agreement, whatever you want to call it. It is that agreement that is called the Global Digital Compact. Is that clear? So the Global Digital Compact will come 20 years after the World Summit on Information Society. Between the last 20 years and this year, we've worked on this. The Global Digital Compact, can you show my PDF now? Go to page 3 of the PDF. On where you have thematic areas on which to submit a contribution. He will show us a document. The video you watched today, the United Nations will put it online by midday. That is by 8 p.m. New York Times. It will be accessible to you and to everybody. We will come to that part. But now is there someone who has a question on what the Global Digital Compact is? Is there someone who did not understand, either in French or in English, online or here? Okay. Or if you have a question on it,
yeah,
yes, sir,
hello?
there's a hand behind.
Yes, my name is Desire. Madam, I'm getting confused by the day. From your explanation, you said that 20 years ago, we had the Global Something Summit or so. Out of that, they have started the Compact for 2020 that will be launched in 2023. So my issue is, will there be a time that internet will ever be free? Or what is it that all these agreements, all these continental agreements, they are all about Africa, but we are still at where we are. We are not making that significant improvement in our lives and on the continent.
How many people agree with him? Okay. So if it's confusion, we will deal with confusion later. I will come to what is needed, because what we agreed on 20 years ago, it's being done gently. The United Nations does not solve all of our problems. It takes one part of a problem. It calls on you to make contributions, and that's why we are here, right? There is no problem-solving machine somewhere in the world. Africans need to understand that. Technically, digitally, agriculture, economic, there is no problem-solving machine anywhere in the world. It is together what we call multi-stakeholder partnership. Everybody brings in their idea, and together we agree on something. So once again, the Global Digital Compact will be a global agreement, right? It will be a global agreement on digital issues. Let me repeat that again. It will be a global agreement on digital issues. Once we agree globally, we can then work together on it. I use the IGF because today there is IGF Ghana, IGF Nigeria. It is because people came together, agreed that this is something we needed to do, and then we adopted it. You see what I mean? So everything is not bad, because the fact that you are in an IGF today meant that 20 years ago people worked to see that we can have this kind of a gathering. Is that clear? Who has a mic?
Yes, it's me, Kosi from Benin. I'm sorry. Who are the African government public leadership who take part of this process? How they are working? How we can help them for their job today?
Thank you very much. The second person who spoke in that video, her name is Maria Francesca Spatolisano. It's a long name. But she's the acting UN Technology Envoy. It is her office that is coordinating this work. The way the UN works is once there's an initiative, a particular UN agency will be in charge of it. So for the Global Digital Compact, the Office of the UN Tech Envoy is the oversight organization. That is the office I work with at the UN. Those are the people who were working up to midnight, New York time. Now, if you followed her video, she said the input we gather here, her office will take it to the UN member states. That includes Benin. So, when I spoke, my explanation was that there are people who can go online. There are other people who may not be able to go online. You understand? Now, the consultation, what we are doing between now and September is gather input from everybody. I will be in New York at the UN General Assembly. I will be working with the Office of the UN Tech Envoy. We will compile all of the input that has arrived between now and September, and we will put it in front of the UN General Assembly, all of the 196 states. So the work you will do in the next segment, you have to think through, because you are going to give input that will go to New York and that the UN will table in front of all the members. Is that clear to everyone? Over here.
Yeah, my suggestion has to do with success criteria metrics. Let's take the UN development goals, Millennium Development Goals, for instance. When those goals are set, when those agreements are made, countries which find themselves to be in default of achieving those goals, what is done to them? Africa goes to the same table with the likes of US, France, and the rest. If they are achieving those objectives, and Africa is not achieving those objectives, what is done to Africa? Is there some penalty that those countries should pay, okay, to enforce them to achieve those objectives? Otherwise, we'll keep setting these objectives, doing these agreements, and nothing will be coming out of it.
Please, are you from Ghana?
I'm from Ghana.
Please give the mic to this man here. He's a MAG member. He used to be a MAG member from Ghana. He was appointed by General Secretary to head some things on, to advise him on the internet issues. So this is the man who will answer your question. Big man, you are welcome, sir. Answer the question. We are here for that. His name is Wisdom Kwasi. He's a MAG member, Multi-Stakeholder Advisory Group. He was appointed by UN Secretary General. The man here, from Ghana. This one too, from Benin. So when you hear UN, these are the people who make some of the decisions you hear. For the whole world, not for Africa alone. Oh, why? Oh, yeah, talk.
Thank you so much, Nnenna. Yes, I was on the MAG from 2016 to 2018. Yes, and on the MAG, we work with everyone. Over there, you see all the stakeholders: civil society, business, private sector, government.
The mic is not well coming up. Online citizens can't hear you.
So you meet everyone there, and then part of the discussions that we do discuss at MAG includes almost everything from internet technology, AI, almost everything about IT. That is where we do the discussion. And then we produce a report at the end of a forum. And then those reports that we produce goes to the General Assembly, the United Nations General Assembly. And then that is where they look at some of these things. And then these are some of the information that informed into some of the things that we are seeing today, the cybersecurity. If you see IoT going on, these are some of the things that comes out from what we do. And then if you look at the SDGs as well, yes, these are some of the things. What we discuss there goes to inform the General Assembly. So when they are formulating their policies at the governmental level, they take into consideration some of these things for us to make sure that we all benefit from.
So his question was on accountability. Don't worry, I will answer that. The reason I pointed to these two men, even Mary, Mama Mary, is on the MAG. Mama Mary was also appointed by UN Secretary General. I want you to see that when you talk about the UN, it's not something from somewhere. It is all of us. Is that clear? If you forget everything I've said today, please note that the United Nations is all of us. We call it we the citizens. There is the government, there is the private sector, there is also citizens. So it's not people far from somewhere. It is the input we give today. I will go to Dubai, I will go to Helsinki, I will go to Seoul in Korea, I will go all over, and I will gather all of this. I will input, that's what we said, and they will take decision based on that. Do you want somebody to come and bomb Ghana because you've not connected all your citizens? That's not the way the UN works, because we understand that each country have their own specificities. So the UN encourages countries towards a common vision. So there may not be punishment per se, but the UN works with your country, works with our governments, and that's why you see UNDP, UN this, UN that. We work directly with the Office of the Tech Envoy. So don't call me to come to Ghana. You need to write to the UN, who will tell me, oh, Nnenna, we need help here. So we don't punish countries. The UN will not come and punish you because you're a sovereign nation. You do what you can. Every country has its own development plan, you see. But the global agreement is to encourage to have a focused development plan. So what we are working on now, that the UN will adopt in 2023, is the new priority plan for digital engagement in the world. Do you understand how important it is? Okay. Technical team, can you show me thematic areas on which to submit contributions? On page 3 of my paper. Yeah, I need you to zoom in. Okay. What we are going to do now is to the 7 areas. Please go up, scroll up. Voila. These are the 7 areas that the UN has determined are the priority areas. What is number 1? Somebody talked about schools yesterday. You remember? So the first pillar that the UN has seen as priority to rebuilding after the pandemic is connect all people to the internet, including where? Is there someone who is interested in that thematic? Okay. What's the second one? Please, what is internet fragmentation? Is there anybody who knows what internet fragmentation is here? Where is Mohammed? The man from Nigeria. Okay, boss, you know what internet fragmentation is?
It could be the reason where even governments could decide to stop internet access or cut off internet access for political reasons. There could be technical difficulties where people could not be connected. And there may be islands within a country.
Did anybody understand that? Okay. D'accord. Someone will explain to us in French.
En fait, c'est un débat mondial pour permettre à l'Internet d'être un. Si nous voulons nous en tenir aux enjeux, la Chine aurait pu avoir son Internet. La Russie aurait pu avoir son Internet. Les pays qui se disent autonomes auraient pu avoir leur Internet. Mais cela ne nous permettra pas d'avoir un Internet uni qui nous permet d'inter-échanger entre nous. C'est pour éviter cela que nous travaillons à l'échelle mondiale à ce que l'Internet soit une et qu'elle ne soit pas divisée, que chacun n'ait pas son réseau Internet à lui.
Okay, that is a good explanation. I will summarize that. If the internet is fragmented, it means that Russia will have its own internet, China will have its own internet, America will have its own internet, Ghana will have, anybody can get up and say, I want my own internet. And that is why the person who spoke after the UN people is one of the fathers of the internet, so that he shares his vision. I represent the inventor of the World Wide Web. It is the same vision, that we have one internet which is secure, open, interoperable. So that is what internet fragmentation is all about. Now, is there someone here who is working on internet fragmentation or is interested in it? Okay. The reason I'm asking this question step by step is that when we want to go into sessions now, we know what is priority for West Africans. Do you understand? I will ask you that question at the end. What do you think is priority for West Africa? And then I will ask you to outline within that priority what you think should be done. Go back to the document, please. What's the third point? Data protection. That's what happened with the parliamentarians just now. Is there someone here who doesn't know anything about data protection? Is there someone who is interested in giving ideas to the UN about how to protect data? Are there people interested in data protection here? Okay. Introduce accountability, apply human rights online. Is there someone who is interested in human rights online issues? Who are those? Okay. What's the next one? Introduce accountability criteria for discrimination and misleading content. What is misleading content? Okay. Fake news, and what else? Someone is interested in data protection online. Someone is interested in, is asking for the, I will give you the link. Everyone's going to get the link. Okay. Promote regulation of artificial intelligence. Is anyone working on artificial intelligence here? It's the same people who know about internet fragmentation, who know about artificial intelligence. Anyway, digital commons as a public good. What is digital commons? What does it mean? Is there someone here who has heard about digital commons before? Where are the ISOC people? So people in West Africa have not heard about digital commons. Have you heard about digital commons? Please. Oh, you've heard about it, but you don't know what it means. Who else has heard about it? Okay. Digital commons means it's like air and water. These are digital fundamentals. These are fundamental resources on which the digital ecosystem is built. In other words, digital commons refers to digital ecosystem as something that is common to all human beings. It's not the infrastructure, but the ecosystem. It is the same thing like environment. When the air is spoiled in Ghana, you know, we're talking about climate sustainability. Climate is a digital, it's a common. It concerns all of us. The quality of air, it concerns all of us. Space is a common. So digital common is to say that the internet concerns all of us. But I see that not many people are working on it. Now, it says the survey will give you opportunity to suggest content for these areas and to suggest additional issues not mentioned. So my next question is, apart from the 7 pillars mentioned here, what is missing? What do you think should be part of the priority issues or areas for the Global Digital Compact? Is there something missing? There are hands here, please. There's a hand here. People online, is there something missing?
Please. Affordability of internet.
Affordability? Affordability is part of connectivity, that cost of connectivity. That's what A4AI is working on. So that's connectivity. Give him a mic, please.
I was thinking about sustainability.
What does that mean?
Like when you make it affordable, how long will it last? Can it continue to be affordable? So it will not be in the sense that from maybe if we launch the program today, from now to the next 5 years is affordable. After that, what next? Will it continue to be affordable? So we have to make sure that it's sustainable. Thank you.
Okay. Any other person?
So stable connectivity with high bandwidth.
So it seems to me that please go back to the screen. It seems to me that the first point, technical team, can we have the 7 points again? It seems to me that connecting all the people to the internet, affordable, meaningful connectivity, seems to be the issue that is priority for West Africans. Is that correct? Yeah. Okay. Yes, sir. You need the mic. People are online.
Yes. The promotion of regulation of artificial intelligence. Can we further expand it? I'm seeing it as limited. I don't know. At where? Promotion it at where? Because the argument or the conversation now is AI is taking up jobs from the people. That is why we need to promote it. So maybe we can expand it.
Okay.
Yes.
It is that expansion that you write down and give to the UN.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Is there another issue that is hugely missing from the 7 priorities that the UN has listed here? Yes, sir.
We can't talk about all these things without talking about the software that runs it. The software development regulations and software penetration should be put into consideration.
Please, can you come again?
I say all these we are talking about, we can't run it without software running them. Most of them are based on software, and we should talk about the software penetration and regulations.
Okay. Software. Okay. Software is actually part of infrastructure. Where you will come here and then we'll come to consulate. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to say, like what you were mentioning is just an add-on. If you look at it under internet fragmentation, all those things that would make the internet not to be fragmented includes all those software, includes all those infrastructure. So I think it's covered. And I think if you look, if we are to go and start breaking it detail, we won't live here. There's a reason why those 7 pointers cover a lot of subsets. So let us look at it from that perspective. That in your own view, does those 7 areas cover something you are concerned about? Thank you.
Okay. We are at the top of the hour. We'll come here, gentlemen.
Yeah, I think apply human rights online should be a little bit expanded, because what would be of human rights in Europe might not be a human right in Africa. Thank you.
For example?
I don't want to go on that direction.
No. Why are you asking someone else to expand it? The UN is trusting you.
Yes, please.
What is your expansion of human rights?
Yeah, in Europe, a man can marry a fellow man, but in Africa, we see that to be a taboo.
Even in Africa? In some countries?
Yeah, in some countries.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. That's a good point.
And vice versa, the women also marrying women.
It's the same marriage, Bia. That's a very important point. But I'm not talking about marriage itself. I'm talking about cultural sensitivities. So please, when you start writing down what the UN should do, bear in mind, if you look at the video we showed you, there were people from Africa, people from Asia, people from all over. The UN tries to maintain balance across this. So when you are suggesting something for the UN to do for connectivity, for human rights, bear in mind that it has to apply all over the world. Is that clear for us? So when you are saying the UN should do this, it's not just for people in Accra. Whatever principle you want to suggest to the UN, it has to apply all over the world. You see what we mean? And that's why when people like the A4AI work, they work on thresholds, they work on the minimum. You see, something that applies all over the world. It's really very important. It is we're on top of the hour now. My most important question to West Africa is, out of the 7, can we come back to the 7? Out of the 7, should we choose which one is your priority? Let's go. Connection, including schools. Okay, who has the mic? Can we choose 3 priority for West Africans in this place now? Choose 3. Let's know if other people agree with you.
Okay, but let me clarify this.
Please,
madam. I just want you to do us a favor. The last one. Explain it to us to understand it well. If possible, we all understand. It can be a choice.
If you don't understand it for us at now, yes, it probably is not of much importance to you in your daily life. You see what I mean?
Why I'm saying this, you made mention it is a process. It's something that has to do with the environment, water and the air.
No, it's prioritizing the internet like we prioritize water and air.
Okay.
Because it concerns all of us. That is the idea of a global good.
Then now I'm getting you clear. I thought it was linked to this kind of environmental issues.
No, it's not the same thing.
All right then.
Okay.
Thank you.
Over here. Do you remember where we are now? We are trying to rank this in priority, at least from West Africa. Don't forget that other people are also having the same discussions.
Okay.
So the question now is, what 3 priorities here are for West, 2 or 3, I don't know.
Okay. I chose promote regulation of artificial intelligence. You know, I've been around the ministries. Those days we used to have a typing pool and those secretariats and those. Now we don't have them anymore because of computer. Now it's eating up into the manufacturing industries. AI, some are applying AI. So they are cutting down their staffs. You know, they are laying down people. So this one is to regulate. I'm currently doing a project on it. I'm doing MBA in UK.
Can you subtract yourself?
Okay.
And think global?
So
is this
to my
of
research,
importance, of priority importance to West Africa?
It's global. It's very, very global.
Okay.
Yes, it's now even.
You hear him, oh?
Yes, it's global.
Okay.
Yes.
Give the mic. Let's please. Can we shorten to 1 minute because we need to. We stop by 2.
Thank you.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Thank you. My name is Eric Baku. Number 1 is dear to my heart and to the heart of Africans. That is, connect all people to the internet, including all schools.
Okay.
It's very dear to me in the sense that...
Please, let me stop you here. Is there consensus that that is number 1 priority? Yes. Okay. So that is number 1. Okay.
Okay. Should I go on?
Yes, sir.
Yes. And I would like the cost effectiveness to be looked at. So that...
Affordability.
Affordability.
Okay. It's still the number 1.
With the telcos, the high cost of internet usage must also be looked at under the same topic.
Okay.
That is my priority.
So we are in agreement that connectivity, including all schools, is priority number 1 for Africans.
Yes, please.
I will stop so far. Do you want us to make a submission today just on this? Or do you want us to add another subject to it? The gentleman here. Okay. Do not forget that I will talk to you about how to hold this consultation when you go home. So you are free to add other issues when you go home. But yes, sir. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you. I'm Munir from the regulator in Côte d'Ivoire. I think that digital commons as a global public good is including the first connect all people to the internet, including school. And it's more comprehensive because when you say digital commons, like water and air, it means that you need to have connection. And everybody needs to have connection, including schools. And it's not only connection, it's more than connection. And it's a prerequisite to all the rest. So we cannot talk about fragmentation or protecting data or accountability if we don't have connection, if we don't have digital commons as a global public good. So I think the two of them are very linked and we need to address it this way.
Okay, thank you. So Muni is saying that if we zoom in on number one, we can give more in-depth contribution that will cover even some of these. Who else had a hand up? Sorry, let's take this gentleman who hasn't spoken. Peter, you need to come here, please.
And to my view, protect data too should be another priority to West Africa.
Is data protection priority for West Africans? Okay. So far we have two priorities, connectivity and data protection. There's a man here.
Yeah, thank you so much, Madam Nnenna. So I just actually wanted to add to what is said because it wasn't mentioned when we're looking at data protection and privacy in the West Africa. It's often taken for granted and it should be a priority on the agenda. And another additions that I want to submit is while we're discussing on all these, so how can this actually translate to making income for the West Africans or for each individual on the continent? Because now, from the panel, they made mention of you don't have to travel to Europe. You don't have to travel outside your village to be able to make to hands in dollar in pounds. How can these actually translate into making income for each individual in Africa? Thank you.
Okay, Digital Corporation for Wealth Creation, is that correct? I'm going to capture that and submit it to the Office of the UN Tech Envoy because West Africans are keen that digital cooperation, that all of this blah, blah, blah should translate into poverty reduction. Okay, I have that down. There was a hand somewhere here. So far, we still have data protection and connection.
So I want to go for the promote regulation of AI intelligence.
Okay, so there's an AI camp.
Yes.
Who wants to make concrete suggestions on AI? How many people want to work on an AI group? No, don't raise your hand if you don't want to work on artificial intelligence.
This is very helpful because most advanced countries like Japan have been doing this for decades, and it has really helped them to, grow or, do a lot of stuff. So it's good for this continent. So there's a group who are passionate about AI. Okay, we hear you. Sold. The lady, please.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. In terms of AI, I will talk about the policies and the regulation. That will be the most important thing for Africa.
Okay. AI policy. So you are in the AI group. Dr. Kosi.
Thank you. For me, it's also important to talk about open data. Open data is something we need for innovation. That is very important for us.
Open data is part of the global commons. Yeah.
So we, the people on the line, are we just watching you for?
Please, have you raised your hand? Hey, I beg you, please give. Who is online? Please open the mic for someone online. Online, we are listening. They've locked me out here. I don't know why. Joshua, who do we have online? Please speak up.
Okay. Hello. So I wanted to ask, now that various digital currencies are popping up, is the UN not concerned about this digital currency and controlling them? Because as the digital commons are important, I think currency is one of the commons. That's what I'm thinking with my understanding.
Yes.
So which of the 7 points concerns digital currency?
Cryptocurrency, it's actually digital economy. Sorry, cryptocurrencies. Do you want to tell the UN to add that as a standalone thing, or is it going to be part of the global commons?
I think it should be standalone policy because we don't see it among any of the policy over there. Like it's not, we don't know whether it's part of the 7 over there, so it can be a point on its own.
Okay.
Okay, so I have wealth creation and crypto economies. They said we should add those to the list that the UN wants to deliberate on. Is that correct?
Currency. Looking at currently, we can also talk of the SWIFT system, which is in a very serious.
It's not the same thing.
It's not the same thing.
We are talking about issues, pillars of issues. We are not discussing yet.
Yes.
Please, let's.
The cryptocurrency is paperless system of money, right?
It's digitization of services.
But what is the SWIFT system? The SWIFT, Visa, and all that. Digital money. It is also under all those systems.
Okay.
And here's the case. We don't even have the confidence of this kind of SWIFT system, the future of it.
Okay.
So
let's go to the gentleman behind, and then we wrap it up.
I think we should rather consider introduce accountability criteria for discrimination and misleading content. It's a very serious.
Is there somebody who wants to work on fake news, misleading content, propaganda online? Okay.
Hi. I think the issue of accountability has not really been touched on, but it's very, very critical. I think we live in a country or on a continent where people get away with a lot of wrongs. I mean, Nigeria is big. So when they shut off Twitter, for example, that was huge. Twitter is now a public, platform. So I think that accountability is a very key. We should really, add it as priority so that when governments do shutdowns and all these things, there would be someone at the global office, holding them accountable to such action. So I think it's very, very important.
Thank you. We are going to give an opportunity to 2 people online who have not spoken. Please, can you unmute them and let's hear people online?
Okay. So, can you hear me, please?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we can.
Okay. I think the issue of protect data should be more expanded to more like data governance. Because I hear people talking about AI, and we're hearing about digital economy, and all of this rides on data. So when you protect data, and we've seen the economies that have grown on the wings of data. So why don't we instead of laying too much emphasis on protect data, call it data governance? And it brings in everything around data, even making individuals own and sell their own personal data if they want to, so that we can automatically turn our activity online into economic gains. So for me, protect data should be data governance. That's the only way we can catch up with those who have rode on the wings of data to improve their economy. That's just what I want to say. And I think we should embrace data governance, multi-stakeholder data governance. That's what I want to say today. Thank you.
Thank you. Who else is online?
Hello, good afternoon.
Who is remote who wants to speak?
Hi.
Okay. A technical team, can you go to page 4 of my paper? The first and second thing that the UN wants to hear us on. Page 4, core principles, key commitments. Yeah, the one on top. Okay, that's fine. So now we have said connecting everyone, including schools, is priority. Data privacy is priority. and artificial intelligence. Those are the three we want to make submissions on today. Is there a group that wants to work on misleading content? Master, sir, you see, think global. Don't just think of your own problems alone. No. If the people here do not agree that it's a priority, you cannot take it forward. This is UN environment now. That's why it is important that when we speak, we listen to others as well. When you go home and you want to hold conversation like this, please take that into consideration. We evolve by consensus. There is consensus around AI, there is consensus around data privacy, and there is consensus around connectivity. Is that correct? Sure. Okay. Here is what we were doing now. Please, those online, listen clearly. What is the core principle that all government, companies, civil society organizations, and other stakeholders should adhere to? That's question number one. Question number two, what are the key commitments to bring about these specific principles? What should be done? That's the question. Is that clear? So for those who are working, who want to give ideas on AI, the question that the UN wants to hear you on is, what is the principle that you want the United Nations to adopt in terms of regulating AI? What principles, what key principles, and what should be done? So let's limit ourselves to 2 or 3 principles or 2 or 3 things, action points. Do I need to repeat that? So for each of the working sessions you will go into, we need 2 principles, 2 action points. Is that clear? 2 principles, 2 action points. Is that okay? Okay, please scroll down. This is the email address. If you have any questions, I'm going to come back to that when we come back. Please go down again. Come down still. Yeah. This is how you submit after your deliberation. So for the consultation we're doing today, it is organized by my organization, which is the Web Foundation. When we go into our groups and deliberate and come back, I will submit on behalf of West Africa Internet Governance Forum. But now when you go home, your organization can host one. Massa, that is when you will take up the issue and trash it very well and come online and say, I held a consultation in my area with my people, and this is what we want the UN. We didn't have that opportunity. That Nigerian girl shut me down. But now I am doing this on my own. Do you understand? So part of what we are doing today is also to show you how to host your own consultation. Are we good? Good. Yes, sir.
For us that have not yet hosted our national WAIGF coming to host, will you give us the video so that we'll do it similarly?
Every video, the video that you saw now, is public property of all UN member states. I said the UN will put it on YouTube. If you can copy it from now. It's like I said, I waited till 3 a.m. to get a clearance. All right? The video is your property. Everything you've seen now, it's online. You can email digitalcompact@un.org at any time. All right? Once again, I introduce myself, not as Nnenna from West Africa, but Nnenna from the internet, the global ambassador working with the Office of the UN Secretary General. It's in that state that I'm holding this session now. Okay. Where are the people who want to work on artificial intelligence? You need to come together in one corner. I don't know where. Where are the connectivity people? Hey. I think connectivity should just go behind. Where are the data protection people? Who wants to work on data protection? I am going to come online now. I'm going to connect online. But please, those who are online, you can leave notes on the conversation pad. It is 25 minutes past the hour. Your deliberation is 20 minutes. Yes, it's 20 minutes of deliberation, and one person will come back and give us the 2 principles and the 2 action points. You remember? 2 principles, 2 action points. I think the interpreters can take a break, and we'll come back at 1/4 to the hour. At 1/4 to the hour. Is that clear? So 20 minutes, we're back to report on our deliberations. I'm going to join those online. Technical team, can you project page 2 of my paper where it says good practices to keep in mind when holding a consultation? There are 6 good practices. Tech team, page 2 of my paper has good practices. Voila. No, go up because there's a portion of it that is down. Okay. No. Come back to the 4 principles for hosting your own. Yeah, let's go to the 4 first. Make it bigger. Carry it up, make it bigger. So, voila. Go up. No, we are going to page. Yeah, voila, that is the place. Please come back. So it is clear that connectivity people won't let us go. As long as, is it good? Okay. Right. We should be closing in 10 minutes. Are we back? Hello? Can people online hear us? Okay. Before you give me your feedback, the thing we did now is what the UN is hoping and the Web Foundation is hoping, that when you go home you can do that. You can do it in your school, in your NGO, in your community, at your own national IGF, even in your neighborhood. Once you finish, there is a survey form online where you input your submission. But I would like to call, are we listening? I would like to call your attention on what is on the screen. It is good practices to keep in mind when you are holding a consultation. The first one is what? Be open and inclusive. Let everybody participate who would like to participate, even if they are saying nonsense. Maybe they will learn something from their participation. Are we in agreement? Make the consultation participatory. Men, women, as much as possible. Be respectful of other people's rights and their opinions. So even if you know too much, please make time for other people to also share. Because now you are going to, I practiced it. Now you are going home with these principles. Okay? Consider collaborating with like-minded organizations. So I could have held this as Web Foundation, but I came to ECOWAS. I came to Ghanaian government. So the more people we have, the more organizations we have in a coalition, the better our recommendation will be, and the stronger it will be. Number 5, tech team. Take notes and or photos and share them on social media with what? Digital Cooperation hashtag or Global Digital Compact. So this is for the whole world. So if you've learned anything today, if you've made a submission in your group, if you are taking photos, put it online, just in case your rapporteur will forget, right? We are also collecting input from online with those hashtags. So feel free to send your input, especially those who are not physically in Accra. Make it on Twitter so that they can capture from there. People are up already in New York, so anything you tweet will be captured directly by my colleagues in New York. Make it enjoyable for all participants. If you can make bags like we did, please make. If you can make pens, please do. If you can make wachi, if you can make a loco, if you can make chin-chin, anything you can to make it enjoyable. But please don't hire Nnenna, who is a Hitler, to oppress people. Hire someone more interesting than myself and be as interesting as possible. We have 6 minutes to the end of it. Data privacy people haven't finished quarreling. Which group is ready to give us their 2 feedback? AI? AI people were pretty fast, eh? Did you automate the consultation?
Okay, for the key principles, you have the AI privacy and security and inclusiveness.
Privacy and?
Security. Then? Inclusiveness.
Okay. Anyone else from the group wants to give us more information?
Pointlet.
Okay, don't worry. Give us the action points.
Okay, the action point. You have the capacity building, advocacy, policy on ethical use of AI.
Okay, capacity building then?
Advocacy.
On ethical use?
Yes.
These are the things that should be done?
Yes.
Okay, I have that. Is that a true reflection of your consultation? Someone online wants to add to it? Ah.
Yes, I actually joined in late and he met me after the meeting to try to get my input. So I felt it was unnecessary to start taking the group all over again. But what I shared with him was that when we're talking of AI in West Africa, we actually need to create a niche. It's not sufficient to take it. AI is very broad. The different domains in which AI could be applied in West Africa. So we could look at it either from the agricultural sector, which I think for West Africa, that's an area we should key into. We could look at it from the transportation sector, just as a means of curbing road accidents, which is something that affects us as West Africans. You know, So
Ma'am,
generally,
what for West Africa, if you had to choose one priority area for AI, what will that priority area
agriculture.
be? Agriculture. Is everybody here in agreement that AI in agriculture should be priority for West Africa? Madam,
yes.
Welcome. What you said now, please tweet it with hashtag Global Digital Compact, because it does appear that your group members
Yes, that's why I decided to keep quiet, because I
go online. They cannot shut you down here. Okay. Connectivity, are you? Global Digital Compact. Global Digital Compact. Hashtag Global Digital Compact. One word. Thank you. Connectivity people, are you ready? Wrapping up. They are connecting the dots. Hey. Data privacy people, are you ready? Okay, they're finished connecting. They now have network.
Thank you. Thank you. My name is Eric Baku, representing Connectivity Group. Our core principles, we are looking at equality and equity. Equality and equity. And that is accessibility and digitization, under accessibility and digitization, yeah. And then the second one is sustainable energy accessibility for all, in all locations in the regions. It can be rural areas where energy accessibility is poor. We should find a way so that. And then our actions are implementation by government agencies. It should be handled by the government, such like what Ghana is doing now under WAIGF. Yeah, and then we also the other action is NGOs and private organizations should be involved in the policy making and implementation. Exactly. Yeah, thank you.
Merci beaucoup.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Will you send it privately or is it open? This private data privacy. Please give the mic to data privacy people.
Yeah, please, data privacy. Our principles. First one is multi-factor authentication. And user confidentiality and integrity. And the actions. There should be laws governing data protection, and there should be punishment and sanctions for those who fall as foul to the laws and to the laws governing data protections.
Laws and enforcement of the law.
Yes, please. Thank you very much.
That there should be laws and enforcement. Are they two things or one thing?
And next action taken, there should be a wide education on data protection.
I noted that. And I also want to report, for the sake of the organizers, that we said in West Africa, one thing that you didn't find there is digital cooperation for wealth creation and poverty eradication, and the issue the issue of cryptocurrencies, that the UN should deliberate on those. Okay. I have finished my part. It is 3 minutes to 2. Is there somebody here who had something that we might have missed that you just can't hold back? You need to raise it. Oh, there's a French group. I'm sorry. I will translate for you. Please, let me take my paper so I can take notes as well. Désolé, je vous présente mes excuses à tous tous les membres du groupe qui ont délibéré en français. Pardonnez-moi.
Nous, on a la chance d'avoir un traducteur en direct.
D'accord, je vais faire. I'm going to interpret for you.
Le groupe a proposé que nous puissions constitutionnaliser l'accès à Internet.
The group proposes that access to the internet should be a right enshrined in the Constitution.
Et cela imposerait deux actions.
Oui,
la première action, c'est l'offre du service public pour tous.
The first action will be digital service offering, digital services for everyone.
For everyone.
Okay.
Et la seconde action, c'est l'usage du fonds du service universel à l'accès, exclusivement à l'accès.
And the second point is that universal access fund should be used for the name that it bears and nothing else. Okay. Je vous félicite.
From the AI perspective, has to do with regulation. It should not just be left in the hands of operators, but then government must find a way to regulate. Other than that, it would be abused. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. The people online, I was part of the online group. I think some of the things we raised here have also captured that. Someone talked about integrity, multi-stakeholder engagement. Is there somebody online who has something burning that they want to raise? Is there someone online who has a burning issue that has not been covered? Is there someone invisible that wants to say something?
Yeah. So someone sent me a WhatsApp message, and then the person is saying, where did accountability go? It is the key to enlightening our people.
Where did accountability go? I think that someone raised it about accountability mechanisms. My understanding is that we did not make it a priority, but somebody said we should also hold accountable. Here is how I will phrase it to the UN. Let me write it down first before I forget. My understanding of the framing is that let's not just adopt one extra UN document, that they will go to New York and say, yes, we agree, and walk away. There should be measurements to it, and we should know whether the Global Digital Compact that will be agreed in 2023 is being adhered to or not. There should be measures, there should be accountability measures to the Global Digital Compact itself. Is that correct? Thank you very much. It is 2 o'clock. We are done.
Oh, not really. Oh, okay. You just allowed me now. So sad.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ma. It's been, you know, when you started, you said you're not going to take up to 2 hours. Okay. We've spent one of the best 2 hours in this section, in this event.
Thank you.